Welcome to the latest edition of the Mirus Industry Analysis, where we'll look at data from March 2026 and highlight the key sector trends around revenue, occupancy, and workforce. Average daily subsidy dipped ever so slightly, just 5 cents to $313.37 across the sector. As we've seen in recent months, any small movement in the most recent data is typically backfilled over the following weeks, as backdated reassessment requests are processed. Now, claiming activity pulled back in March, with just over 6% of Medicare claims being assessed by AMOs, a drop of nearly 0.5% from February. Voluntary claiming also declined, falling from 4.68% in February to just over 4% last month. The age of ANAC claims remained broadly stable, with just under 46% of claims now sitting at more than 12 months of age. Reassessment timeframes did tick up slightly, with the average time from request to reassessment rising to just over 18 days in March, an increase of around 11% from February's very efficient 16 days. That said, we're still well within reasonable turnaround territory. Occupancy continued its upward trend in March, climbing a further 0.33% to sit at just under 93% across the sector. That marks 2 consecutive months of growth and is consistent with what we typically see heading into autumn, traditionally the strongest season for entry into residential aged care. This growth was fueled by a modest increase in new permanent admissions, up just over 1% to 4,650 for the month. Respite usage, on the other hand, declined by over 10%, which contributed to a drop in the proportion of short-term stays, with just under 20% of residents staying in care for less than 6 months. The respite to permanent conversion rate also pulled back, sitting at just under 50% for the month. And the average age of new admissions remained consistent at around 85 years old. Now, looking at advertised room pricing, there was a notable result here. 155 services increased their highest room price in March, and 156 services increased their lowest. That's a meaningful lift on February's numbers. However, the industry average room price actually declined for the first time since the maximum price was raised to $750,000 back in January 2025, settling at $594,557. This is worth watching closely. The decline reflects the impact of many homes having a small number of premium rooms priced significantly higher than the rest of their inventory. When the weighted average is calculated across all rooms, it can pull the industry figure down even as individual services increase prices. Looking at workforce trends, total direct care time decreased slightly in March, falling by 0.65% to just under 232 minutes per resident per day. That's still comfortably above the 215-minute target, sitting around 17 minutes above the requirement. RN minutes were virtually unchanged, holding steady at just over 47 minutes per resident per day. This is consistent with what we've been seeing over the past couple of months as the sector works to recalibrate care delivery following a period of significant growth. Allied health time held firm at just under 11 minutes per resident per day, with only minor movements across the other workforce categories. The overall picture suggests providers are actively seeking to align care delivery more closely to their mandated targets, following several months of delivering care minutes well above the requirement. March 2026 delivered a steady and, in many respects, encouraging picture for the sector. Occupancy is growing, care delivery remains above target, and the autumn admission season is shaping up to continue that momentum into April. At the same time, the softening in claiming activity, the slight uptick in reassessment timeframes, and that first dip in the industry average room price are all worth keeping a close eye on. As always, the data tells a story, but it's what you do with it that counts. Whether you're looking to optimize your care minute delivery, fine-tune your accommodation pricing strategy, or get ahead of your reporting obligations, the Mirus team is here to help. Reach out to us today, and let's make sure your facility is well positioned for the months ahead. Until next time.